Most people assume that having few or no friends is a problem. They assume it means something is wrong. Not social enough, not interesting enough, not likable enough. But what if that isn't the full picture? What if fewer social inputs simply means your nervous system works differently? Let's slow this down. Your brain is constantly processing information, not just tasks, not just work, but social signals, facial expressions, tone shifts, micro-reactions, unspoken expectations, comparisons, status signals. Every conversation requires energy. Every social interaction requires interpretation. For some people, this is stimulating. For others, it's draining. And that difference is biological, not personal failure. Your nervous system has two main states: activation, where you are alert, processing, responding, and regulation, where you feel safe, calm, steady. Social environments, especially unpredictable ones, activate the system. More people means more input, more emotional scanning, more background stress, even if you don't consciously notice it. Now here's the part most people don't talk about. Some brains are more sensitive to input. Research on sensory processing sensitivity shows that certain individuals process deeper and more thoroughly. That depth comes with a cost: more data, more analysis, more mental load. So when those individuals reduce social exposure, their mind quiets. Not because they can't handle people, but because the brain finally has space. Think about what happens after a long day around others. When you sit alone in a quiet room, notice what your body does. Your breathing slows, your shoulders drop, your thoughts stretch out instead of racing. That's regulation. And regulation improves clarity. When there are fewer external voices, your internal voice becomes clearer. You can hear your own reasoning. You can sense your own hunger signals. You can notice stress before it turns into emotional eating. You can plan instead of react. This is where discipline actually begins, not in force, but in calm. There's also something else happening. Social comparison increases cortisol. Subtle comparison, lifestyle comparison, body comparison, achievement comparison. Even scrolling through social media triggers micro-stress responses. Less exposure to comparison often means lower stress hormones over time. Lower stress means better digestion, better sleep, better appetite regulation, clearer decision-making. This is why some people with smaller circles appear more grounded. It isn't superiority, it's reduced stimulation. Now, this doesn't mean isolation is always healthy. Chronic loneliness is different. Loneliness hurts because it signals lack of safety. But solitude, chosen solitude, is different. Solitude can stabilize the nervous system. It allows integration. It allows recovery. It allows self-trust to develop. When you are constantly influenced by others, your brain reacts. When you have space, your brain reflects. Reflection builds clarity. Clarity builds discipline, and discipline supports sustainable health. Some of the most mentally steady people aren't the loudest. They simply manage their inputs carefully. They understand that energy is limited, attention is limited, and mental bandwidth is valuable. They don't avoid people out of fear. They protect space out of awareness. If you have few friends, pause before labeling yourself. Ask instead, does my mind feel clearer when it's quiet? Do I think better when I'm alone? Do I feel calmer without constant interaction? If the answer is yes, you may not be socially deficient. You may simply be neurologically sensitive. And sensitivity isn't weakness. It's depth. It just requires boundaries. The goal isn't to eliminate connection. Humans need connection. But the quality of connection matters more than the quantity. One steady relationship can regulate your nervous system better than 10 unpredictable ones. One safe conversation can calm your body more than constant group noise. Mental clarity grows in environments that feel safe. And safety feels different for everyone. So if your circle is small, and your mind feels calmer that way, there may be nothing to fix. You may simply be protecting your cognitive space, reducing social noise, and allowing your system to settle. In a loud world, that might be discipline, not deficiency. And maybe the real question isn't, how many friends do I have? But, how regulated does my body feel? Because clarity doesn't come from numbers. It comes from nervous system balance. And sometimes, less input creates more peace.